Tonight on UCentral News. Downtown Edmond has a monthly street festival where you can hear local artists and bands. Find out more next. There's a high chance of rain this weekend. Carly Torbett will let you know when you need to grab that umbrella. The NFL commissioner announced that Bad Bunny is here to stay after a petition was made to remove the singer from the Super Bowl halftime show. Zach Sexton will have your social media news. And it's homecoming week, Broncos. UCO football is set to tackle Northeastern State this Saturday. Luke Underwood has all of the details. All that and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Phil Rodriguez.
And I'm Abby Avers. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
The United States national debt surpassed $38 trillion on Wednesday. This is the fastest accumulation of $1 trillion in debt outside of the COVID-19 pandemic. A higher national debt can severely impact the average American. It can cause higher borrowing costs for mortgages and cars, cause businesses to offer lower wages, and cause inflation to rise. The Trump administration claims that its policies will help shrink the nation's deficit, with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying on X Wednesday that the deficit of $468 billion is the lowest reading since 2019.
Herd on Herd is a monthly street festival held right here in Edmond, and I went out to see all went on.
Downtown Edmond was buzzing with energy on Saturday as the smell of food trucks, the sound of local artists and bands, and the energy of thousands of neighbors coming together. It's all part of Herd on Herd, a monthly street festival that's grown into a community tradition. Joe Castilla, the president of Citizens Bank of Edmond and founder of Herd on Herd, told me why this event is so important for the community.
We have great food trucks and great pop-up shops and all this great independent local music, but fusing it all together is just a really great cultural experience to be able to run into your neighbors, to be able to bring multiple generations here to have good, wholesome fun and a great time, be able to really support these emerging small businesses.
Citizens Bank not only funds the event, but it puts all profits back into the community.
So we don't make any money with Herd on Herd, and then we use it as an opportunity for Edmond Public Schools Foundation to really celebrate what they do and be able to engage their student ambassadors so that we're able to increase their opportunities for grants for our great teachers.
The event features more than 60 food trucks and vendors and live performances from Oklahoma artists. But for many, the highlight isn't just what's on stage. It's the sense of community that fills the streets. Some residents attend every month, but for first-timers like Serenity Walker, you can find Herd on Herd details on social media.
So I found it on a community post, and it was for like the dance battle, like it's their vendor. And I saw it and I was like, oh, I might as well come. And my parents was like, I'm gonna come too, so they're coming later.
Every third Saturday from March through October, you can find Herd on Herd lighting up downtown Edmond with food, fun, and community spirit.
Now, the season did end on Saturday, but planning for the 2026 season is already underway.
Today, some members of the anti-abortion group Abolitionists Rising demonstrated outside of the Nye Center, hoping to speak to students. I went out and spoke to them, as well as to get a student perspective.
And we are out of Norman, Oklahoma. We've never been to UCO. Apologize for that. We usually go to OU and OSU, and we thought, oh my gosh, we're overlooking UCO. So we decided to come out here today. Well, the ultimate mission is, of course, to abolish abortion, but what we're focused on is spreading the ideology of abolitionism. We believe abortion is murder. We're Christians. We believe that our culture is at odds with God. We have laws allowing the destruction of human beings in the womb. So our aim is to ultimately abolish abortion. We are Christians. We're trying to share the gospel. And we live in a culture that is, I'd say, like addicted to abortion.
I would definitely lean more pro-choice. I think to try and place an outright federal level ban on abortion would be very radical. I think that would put a lot of lives at risk. My perspective changed somewhat throughout talking to people. I got more educated on exactly when consciousness begins. I think past that point, I could see the argument for that being murder. I can begin to see that, but would I try and put that into place through federal level law? No, I would not. They were good debaters. We've had some people out here that just could not hold an argument, just a gospel. I appreciated the level of communication and patience. I would be open to having them come back and debating with them again.
Now, I believe we have some lower temperatures and rain headed this way this weekend. Carly, does that mean fall is finally here?
Thank you, Abby. Yes, we are going to be seeing 60s all week this week. I'm super excited about it. Looking at that reflectivity, we have a lot of rain coming in this weekend. As you can see, all that rain is in the Texas Panhandle right now and slowly making its way up into Oklahoma. We are going to see a little bit of those scattered showers and rain later on around 7, 8 o'clock tonight, and then we're going to start seeing that heavy rain sometime after midnight tonight. Going into tomorrow, we are looking at all of those thunderstorms, 42% chance at 7 in the morning, going into noon and 7 o'clock, looking at 60s, but all of those thunderstorms, so we want to make sure we're having our umbrellas, our raincoats, and staying weather aware. We're looking at 60-mile-an-hour winds and some possible quarter-size hail. And looking ahead, like I said, lots and lots of rain this weekend and going into next week. Chances of those scattered thunderstorms with those gusty winds and small hail. But good news, that fall weather is finally here. We are going to finally see all those 60s and those high 50s all week this week. I will have all the small details and more later on in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. The U.S. military killed 5 people on 2 boats in the Eastern Pacific this week. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth called the people narco-terrorists. He said of drug cartels, there will be no refuge or forgiveness, only justice. This stance is controversial because it treats drug traffickers as enemy combatants who will be killed without judicial review. The military has conducted 9 strikes on alleged drug smuggling vessels since September. The previous 7 were in the Caribbean. The strikes have resulted in 37 deaths.
Starting November 1st, those caught driving drunk will be facing new, stiffer penalties. Under Senate Bill 54, a DUI can be elevated to a felony offense based on certain factors. If a crash occurs, if a minor is in the vehicle, if the driver is speeding excessively or driving recklessly, if the driver attempts to elude law enforcement, or if the driver has a blood alcohol concentration of 0.15% or higher. The OKCPD said on Facebook, "Remember, the safest choice is don't drink and drive. Our choices behind the wheel affect not only your life, but the lives of everyone on the road."
Now, Carly said earlier, we are going to see some rain this weekend and homecomings this weekend.
Right.
I really hope that doesn't affect it too much.
Hopefully it won't spoil our Broncos homecoming game. Carly, what's the news? Oh, after the break. Ha!
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum.
This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My. Oh.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. Looking at those current conditions, super cloudy outside. This is going to be our last warm day before we start to see those 60s all week next week. 79 degrees, winds coming in from the south-southeast at 13 miles an hour with that humidity at a 54%. But it does feel like 75 outside just because of all that cloud coverage and that little bit of wind we have coming in from the south-southeast. Looking at our current conditions across the state, like I said, one of our last warmer days before we finally start to see some fall weather. Guyman up in the Panhandle already kind of experiencing it with 67 degrees. OKC Metro 80 degrees, Altus and Lawton both at 82. And then we're starting to see some 70s in Clinton and Woodward. Tonight, we're looking at 61 degrees, super cloudy. Like I said, we're going to have some rain coming in tonight. Might see some scattered showers sometime around 7 or 8 o'clock. And then that heavy rain, around 48% chance, is going to hit sometime after midnight tonight. Wind's still going to be coming in from the south-southeast at 13 miles an hour with that humidity bumping up to a 66%. And tonight, like I said, we do have a little bit of a storm threat, but not super high, there is a little bit of that circulation in the air, but not much. So our tornado threat is not zero, but it is very low tonight. Clinton and Lawton tonight, 62. Guyman up in the Panhandle. Again, you are going to be our low spot for a little bit here. 46 degrees tonight, and then OKC Metro, 61 degrees. Those threats might include 60-mile-an-hour winds with that quarter-size hail, so make sure we're just staying weather aware tonight. And then going into tomorrow, we're going to start seeing those thunderstorms around tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. The whole state's going to see it except for Guyman in the Panhandle with 69 degrees. You're going to be seeing some sun, but the rest of us, we're going to be looking at stormy weather. OKC Metro, 66 degrees. We're going to start seeing 70s down in the southern part of the state with 72 and 75 in Altus. Now looking at our homecoming forecast, like I said, some rain's coming in, but we are going to see some rain earlier in that day. But as we get closer to game time, that rain is going to fizzle out, but there is some chances to see some of those little showers. So might want to pack an umbrella. 66 degrees around pregame time, 5 o'clock. Kickoff 63 degrees. 9 o'clock, 61, and then 11 o'clock, 60. Like I said, might see a couple scattered showers, but hopefully no heavy rain. Abby, Phil, homecoming's coming up. Hopefully it doesn't rain on our parade. If it does rain, is that going to ruin your plans?
No, I love the rain, and nothing's going to stop me from cheering on the Broncos. What about you, Carly?
Hey, me too. It's not going to stop me from cheering them on, but I will say rain is kind of good. It's going to wash out some of those allergy pollens. How about you, Phil?
Same here. I'll be at the game. I'll wear a poncho if I have to. I'll be there cheering on the Broncos.
Thanks, Carly.
Thanks, Carly. Coming up, find out about Power Wash Simulator 2, which released today.
And about how the NFL commissioner is responding to the Bad Bunny controversy. Zach Sexton has your social media update after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello, Bronco Nation. I'm Zach Sexton with your Thursday social media update. Broncos, we have some more video game news. A new game released today. The satisfying sensation of cleaning things with high-pressure water gets a sequel. Power Wash Simulator 2 lets players clean up the town of Muckingham in solo, local co-op, or 4-washer online play. Get ready to power wash on split screen. The game was announced on March 13th of this year. The game is now out for Nintendo Switch 2 along with PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. Moving over into some celebrity talk. Actress Kristen Bell stepped back into the spotlight this week, attending her first red carpet event after the controversy surrounding a recent anniversary Instagram post, quoting her husband, Dax Shepard, which read, "I would never kill you. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would." Reporters say Bell missed a scheduled appearance on the Today Show earlier in the week. Fans online are in speculation that she intentionally skipped her appearance. Moving back into the movie world. If you didn't see Sinners in theaters, here's another chance. The award-winning horror thriller is coming back. In Sinners, Haley Steinfeld portrays Mary, a white-passing biracial woman navigating the segregated South. And her co-star, Michael B. Jordan, portrays twin brothers Smoke and Stack Moore, who returned to their Mississippi hometown in 1932 to open a juke joint. It will be screening in IMAX theaters for 1 week, beginning October 30th. Locations, showtimes, and tickets you can find at imax.com/sinners. I am not Luke Underwood, but I am going to jump a bit into the sports world. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell says Bad Bunny will be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show, despite backlash surrounding the decision. Conservative media and members of the Trump administration have criticized the choice, citing that the singer's Spanish-language lyrics and Puerto Rican heritage. Right-wing organization Turning Point USA announced its own Super Bowl halftime show in protest of Bad Bunny, calling it the All-American Halftime Show. It says the show will feature genres of music that include, quote, anything in English. Goodell stood by the league's decision, praising Bad Bunny as the most popular entertainer in the world, and shrugged off any criticism. In fact, he said they've never selected a halftime artist that didn't draw some sort of blowback, and that it's hard to cater to the musical taste of hundreds of millions of viewers. Bad Bunny recently wrapped up a residency in Puerto Rico. The 3-time Grammy winner will now embark on a world tour across Latin America, Europe, and Asia. He has been vocal about not doing tour stops in the U.S., citing fears that immigration agents would raid his concert venues. Well, Broncos, that is all I have for your social media update today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Zach. I'm definitely going to have to grab that Power Wash Simulator. That looks pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Coming up, find out what is the big news out of the NBA today.
And where are the Thunder traveling today? Luke Underwood will have your full sports update after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are.
Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello, Bronco Nation. I am Luke Underwood, and let's get straight into your Thursday sports stories. Top of today's news are the arrest of several current and former NBA players and even a head coach. The FBI secured multiple indictments for more than 30 people related to the alleged role in an explosive gambling scandal. Some of the names that were arrested include current Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and Portland Trailblazer coach and former NBA champion Chauncey Billups. Billups was charged in connection with an illegal poker operation tied to the mafia, and Rozier is accused of manipulating his performance during an NBA game to benefit illegal betting. The NBA placed both Rozier and Billups on immediate leave, with the Trailblazers announcing former NBA champion Tiago Splitter to take over as the interim coach. We will keep you updated as these stories unfold in the coming weeks. The Oklahoma City Thunder are on the road and will be playing tonight in an NBA Finals rematch against the Indiana Pacers. The Thunder are coming off of a huge victory in the season opener against the Houston Rockets, beating them in a narrow 125-124 victory. However, for this game, the Thunder will be without some big names. J-Dub, or Jalen Williams, will once again be out as he was recovering from his offseason wrist surgery. But some new Thunder players have hit the injury report. Most notably, Alex Caruso, AC Fresh, who suffered a concussion against the Rockets and is in concussion protocol as we speak. As well, Lou Dort and Cason Wallace are listed as questionable for the game. Add that to Isaiah Joe and Kenrick Williams, who are both again listed as out for the game, and the Thunder will have a heck of a time against the Pacers, who are playing their first game of the season. The game will tip off at 6:30 p.m. live from Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indiana. The UCL volleyball team is coming off of a win yesterday. The number 7 nationally ranked Broncos traveled to Fort Smith yesterday and swept the Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. With this win, the Broncos now sit with a record of 20-3, with all 3 of those losses coming in back-to-back-to-back weeks, with the Broncos holding a trend of winning one and losing one. Hopefully, this trend will not continue Saturday when the Broncos host the team they just beat, the Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. The game will start at 1 p.m. live from the Hamilton Fieldhouse. Central Oklahoma football is in action at home this weekend. Obviously, I assume you knew this with all the homecoming activities and events throughout this week, which will all culminate with the game on Saturday. Before the game, the festival and homecoming tailgate will be live outside of Chad Richardson Stadium, with numerous fans and students expected to be there hours early. This football game isn't only special because of it being homecoming, but it is also the annual President's Cup game between the Central Oklahoma Broncos and their rivals, the Northeastern State Riverhawks. As for the game, the Riverhawks currently boast a record of 4-3, which matches UCO's record of the same numbers. But UCO has also had a tougher schedule and tougher opponents. The game will kick off at 7 p.m. from Chad Richardson Stadium, with the homecoming king and queen as well as the organizational winner all to be announced at halftime. It is now time for your weekly NFL news update. We are quickly approaching the halfway point in the season, with week 8 of the season kicking off tonight. The Thursday night football game today is the 3-3 Minnesota Vikings traveling to LA to take on the 4-3 Los Angeles Chargers. The Vikings, who had their bye in Week 6, came back last week to come up short against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chargers also lost last week, with the Indianapolis Colts continuing their dominating season. With both teams really needing a win tonight, the game will surely be heartfelt, but with the Vikings once again without their main QB, the Chargers are currently favored to win at home. The Chargers versus Vikings will kick off at 7:15 p.m. live from SoFi Stadium. With the homecoming game being this Saturday, Abby, Phil, can I expect you all to be there at the game?
Yeah, absolutely. Rain or shine, we will be there.
What about you?
Of course, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be one of those people that's going to be there way too early. I'm expecting to go to the tailgates, the festival. I'm going to enjoy all of it. How about you, Abby?
Yes, me too. I am ready to cheer on the Broncos. Thank you, Luke.
Thanks, Luke. Hey, what did Google do to its Women Tech Makers program?
And Carly will have your last look at weather when we come back.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Google has dropped a key program for supporting women in technology. The program Women Tech Makers is no longer part of the tech giant. Google offloaded the program earlier this month, announcing an external organization called Technovation will take over the group. The end of Women Tech Makers came as a surprise to some members. It serves as another sign Google is unwinding its diversity programs, as such initiatives face increasing political pressure. Google declined to comment. In February, Google told employees it would no longer set diversity hiring targets and would evaluate its other diversity programs. The company said as a federal contractor, it needs to comply with President Donald Trump's executive order on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs for government agencies and contractors. Well, it's time for that final look at weather. Carly?
Thanks, Abby. As promised, like I said, fall weather's finally here, looking at our 60s for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, Friday, thunderstorm, 65 degrees. Going into Saturday, homecoming day, 53% chance of rain, but 63 for the high. Gonna get a little bit of a break from the rain on Sunday and then get a little bit more rain on Monday, Tuesday, 64% chance on Monday. Tuesday at 38% chance, 60 degrees, and then we're going to start to get another break, but a high of 58 degrees on Wednesday. We're about at that 5 o'clock mark. 81 degrees outside, cloudy. Like I said, that rain coming in over tonight is going to start around 9 o'clock. 22% chance at 7 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock, 24% chance of rain. 71 degrees outside. It's starting to finally cool down. And unfortunately, that's all the time I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. I mean, I really hope it rains tonight. I'm very excited. I love the rain. Have I mentioned that already?
I got to be at a football game. I don't want it to get rained out. Well, rain is fine, just not any lightning, please, because that's when it gets delayed. Yeah. But
well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Phil Rodriguez. Happy homecoming, Broncos.